Sharp is a really must. So if you are doing Java or C++ or Python, that won't let you into Microsoft, but this language will. So I think you should focus on this. So you should focus on. So let's start with the video, and you guys must be thinking why tech stack is important, right? So I'll just give you a short example. For that, there are two-person, one of them is doing React and other is doing Angular. So they are applying for a job, and that is for a web developer or a senior web developer job, right? So that organization is currently working in Angular. Okay, that organization has a website that is working in Angular or a web app. Now they both apply. If you'll see that, it's so obvious that the person who was actually doing Angular will have a great chance to get a job, right? Because that organization need an Angular developer. In the same way, if you'll go with the right tech stack to the company, to the organization, and you know what languages they are using, so that will be a really clear cut for you to how actually work. Because sometimes it happens like you have a good skill in Java, a really good skill in Java, you are really fluent in Java, but that company is working on something else, maybe C++, then what you will do, right? So it's good to have skills, but there should be a clear goal, and then you should choose your languages and everything. And if you want me to make a separate video how to identify which organization is using which language and how to choose language, how to go with it, you can just go to comment and write down that comment that you want that video, and I'll be happy to make that video for you as well. So let's start with the first very famous app that everyone has their in phone, or maybe you always have used its opponent as well maybe, but Uber. So yeah, you can see. So we're gonna talk about the tech stack of Uber, and here I'll be talking about two type of tech stack for some companies, and for some there will be one only. So the first one is application tech stack, which they are using to create actual machine web machine code or something, or an application. So first one I have is Uber, and in Uber I have the first is jQuery. So that is also related to web development. I'll just name them down. Now talking about the language they are using, you can see they are using Java and Python as well. That depends in which section do you want to work, right? That's why I was saying like there are different section in a company, and it should be clear which module you are applying for an iOS developer or an Android developer or a website developer, a backend developer. So these are some of the languages you can identify what you should do to get into Uber. So for the database they have I guess MongoDB. Yeah, they have MongoDB. And if people are doing Merge stack, there's a clear cut for them. Now for web development they have React.js, and they are using Node.js as well. So whosoever is working in React and Node, they have a clear cut chance to get in. MySQL, again the database management system, or database you can say. They have Amazon EC2. That's something that's not so common, and you learn after you get into a company or an organization, so that's a different thing. But what you can learn for now is Go is also a good thing. And if you are something not into front end, so there are options for you as well. Hadoop, Apache. So you can see all of them listed, and you can just take a screenshot if you want for your future, or you can just watch the video again. I don't mind that. So this was all the major things they are using in their application. And now if you are not that fluent in code but you want to get in Uber, yeah, this is chance for you as well. So they have Devops Engineer as well. So what Devops is, you can just watch some video, I'll just tag maybe, or if you want me to make a Devops video or talk a Devops developer, I have a person in my known who is a Devops developer. If you want that, just comment again. So talking about DevOps, the major thing you will gonna see in a lot of companies is going to be Sentry, sorry. So a lot of companies use that, and that is one of the thing DevOps focus on. And the other is Jagger. Jagger is also one of the famous thing, and they are using their own APIs as well, that is Kraken by Uber or Uber Rails. So if you want to get into DevOps, you can just focus on all of this screenshot, and or you can just pause and read. And if you want to work in Uber, so this is the tech stack you want to learn for the basically the DevOps engineer, right? So let's talk about the next one. So next one I have is, you must have gone to very famous places to visit, right? And you always want to stay in a good hotel, but there is an app who actually changed the scenario for hotels or homestays, and that is, yeah, Airbnb. So now we're gonna talk about one of the biggest firms in this chain, and that is Airbnb. So talking about their first tech stack, again, that is for application, and we have their DevOps engineers as well. So if you want to look into this, you can just, and yeah, a bonus chance for JavaScript people who are learning JavaScript and React. So you can see they use both of them. And if you are using Python or C++, sorry, but actually that won't help you. So you gotta learn Java if you want to work on Airbnb. So right now, two ups for Java. And I forgot something about last thing, like in Uber they are using Objective C as well and Swift for their iOS thing. So if you are an iOS developer, you must be knowing that, so you can just go for that as well. And coming back to Airbnb now, you guys must be thinking like, for web development there are just three things: Angular, Vue and React, and the JavaScript may basically. But no, there is a very different approach to it, and most of people maybe don't know about it: Ruby on Rails. So yeah, Airbnb is using Ruby on Rails. If you don't know what Ruby and Rails do, you can just YouTube or just look around, or you can comment down if you want me to make a separate video for them. And that's a really different approach for a web developer, and that's really cool as well. So you should learn that as well if you want to. And again, as I mentioned in the last video as well, SaaS is really important. And yeah, Airbnb use SaaS a lot, like in their every code they use basically SaaS. So let's talk about next, and yeah, again, DevOps engineers. So you must be knowing all of them, like most of them, if you are into DevOps or something. So the first one, and really important, if even if you don't want to be a DevOps engineer, is, yeah, GitHub. So other going to another thing, but GitHub is really important. So everyone should learn about GitHub for once at least in their life. So there are some more. If you can just want to see, you can again see Sentry here as well. Jest is here, Datadog is here, Webpack is here. So anything you know from this, or DevOps, or whosoever is interested in something, another way, like not only coding, some another approach, and want to get into these big companies, this is your way, and you can just go. Another one is the marketing, obviously, but for an engineer this is the way: DevOps engineer. So next company, and this is the parent company of mostly used JS framework. Yeah, I am talking about Facebook. Okay, so let's talk about Facebook. And I am sure many of you want to get into Facebook and just work there, because Facebook is like on another level right now. Is equipping a lot of things like Instagram, WhatsApp, and many others. So let's talk about Facebook. If you are a PHP developer, bang, this is for you. PHP guys, this is a chance for you. Facebook is actually using PHP from a long time now. And obviously React, they are the parent company of React. They made React, so obviously they are using React. Okay, now talking about frameworks, they are using Relay framework. So if anyone know about anything about Relay, they can just comment down so that other can know about that as well. And others are like just common things, and you won't see any language right there, but they are using Java. Yep, and they are using other languages as well, but these are the major things if you want to go, so you can use, because they are basically a web app. So React and PHP is the main thing. And now talking about DevOps engineer for React. Yeah, React have DevOps engineer and here it is, the DevOps engineer tech stack. Yeah, the very famous DevOps thing, Jenkins. If you want to be into Facebook and be a DevOps engineer for them, so you gotta learn all of them, or maybe master any of them, so that you get a good option. So let's talk about another one, because yeah, Facebook was very limited, but you should be very precise in this, because Facebook actually focus on precision, as you have seen in the React thing as well. So focus on React and PHP if you want to get into Facebook. So let's talk about the biggest and the most famous thing every Indian right now is applying for. So yeah, I'm talking about Amazon. So now it's time for people who are using mean stack. Yeah, no React. They are not using React. So Angular guys, whosoever is doing Angular, it's your chance. You can just write Angular in bolds in your resume maybe, and that will help. So here guys, so this is the difference. If you'll see, there are a lot of firms and organizations using React, but there are few who are using Angular, but they are into it like really focused. So Amazon is one of them. And another, if you want to see from the language perspective, so whosoever is doing Java or maybe have done Java oops thing, so yeah, this is your chance. And if you'll see other things, that's also from Amazon only. So they have built their frameworks or tools to work. So right now what you can learn is MySQL, Java and Angular, and basically your all other stuff as well. So what the thing Amazon takes is data structures. Data structures, it should be really good, and if you are doing in Java, that's a bonus for you. So that was for the application thing in the Amazon. Now I haven't got any DevOps information regarding them. If I get, I'll just update in the comment section. You can just go and see that. But right now, I don't think there was any information from my side for you. So let's go to the company that I personally love, and you all are using from your childhood, from like you were this and now you are just typing and you have seen that only in your school, in your colleges, in your home, everywhere. Yeah, I'm talking about Microsoft. So here it is, the big name Microsoft, right? And if you guys are following Microsoft, they have just did a great job in creating Microsoft Edge as well, and that's a really competitive thing to a Google Chrome. So if you want to see that, you can just download Microsoft Edge, update your PC, and you're good to go. So now if we'll see, if we'll talk about the language they are preferring. So sorry for Java people, sorry for Python people, sorry for C++. They are like really focused on C sharp. Yes, that's not something very common, but they are really focusing on C sharp. I have seen a lot of people who are just working on C sharp because they know Microsoft only hire people who have a good knowledge in C sharp. They should have a great data structures and algorithm things in C sharp. So if you are doing C sharp, then boom, that's easy for you. And now again they are using Ruby on Rails. So again they have a different approach on working on web. So they are using Ruby on Rails. For their Android, or you can say for their another products, they are using React Native, and that's really like, I have talked about React Native for the first time in this video. So yeah, they are using React Native to create their apps and everything. And other things are like Visual Basics, as we know, and everyone knows that that's the best thing. And if you want to talk about their web apps, oh sorry, desktop apps, so they are creating a lot of desktop apps, right? So what that requires is .NET framework. Yeah, it's kind of something not up to date thing, like everyone is not doing that, but .NET is really important if you want to get into Microsoft. Or C sharp, C sharp is a really must. So if you are doing Java or C++ or Python, that won't let you into Microsoft, but this language will. So I think you should focus on this. So you should focus on C sharp, right? Talking about something that I maybe missed in the last text, so GraphQL is also one of the thing that is used by a lot of them, maybe all of these companies. I'm not sure, but maybe. And so, but Microsoft uses it often. So let's see, and that's how I can just miss. I know, guys, I won't miss it. Very famous, very, you can say like godfather of everything. Yeah, Google. We are talking about Google, and for Google we have developers. For developers we have very few tech stack defined, but that's really important. So here it is, as you are looking at. So Python, again they are using Python, and if you want to know how they are using Python, yeah, they are not using Python for everything, because see, if you can see, they are using C++ as well, but Python is really important for machine learning and everything. and if you are following TensorFlow as well, so that requires Python. So Python is also a part for them. And another with Java and C++ is often used by Google. So that's a three thing that everyone should know. And here, if you are doing C# but you want to get in Google, I'm sorry my friend, that's not the right path. So I am here for this video just because I wanted to tell everyone that choose your path, because if you want to get in Google and you are working on C#, that's really waste of your time and really waste of your information. That's good if you know that, but you should know these languages because you wanna work in these languages at last. So as you know, Flutter is also, so Dart language is the basic for the Flutter, so they are using Dart. And many of you don't know about this, but material design is something every web developer, Android developer, any developer should know. So if you don't know what material designing, how it works, you can just comment down. I'll just make a video for the next time, and you can just give me some suggestions if you want. So this is something you should understand and you should learn. So P-React is something they are working for, but I'll just say Android. And again, they don't use React because they have made their own. So yeah, they use Angular. Again, bang Angular guys. So this for you. Python, Java, Angular, that's for you. Android SDK, as you all know, and they are using Android, Flutter, Dart. So these are something you should know. And yeah, sorry for C# people, they are not into Google if they use that, because they have to change it. This is my perspective. I am again telling, this is not that to be the strict criteria, but this is something I got from the past projects or some of the websites. So this is something I got. So next is their Devops Engineer. So their Devops Engineer use basically three major things, and that is Kubernetes. If you know what Kubernetes do, all the machine learning people or Python people must be knowing that. And if you want to see some video on YouTube, you can just go after this video, don't go. And yeah, इतनी वीडियो देख लिए तो just like, share, subscribe as well, and do comment what you want for the next video. Yeah, it won't take anything, just subscribe the channel. So Android. So that's it for the video, and I hope you liked it. And if you want me to make another part for some more companies, if you want to know some tech stacks about some more companies, just comment down below, and you can just like it, and yeah, घंटी दबा देना, share, subscribe as well. Do subscribe, and we have crossed 150 subscribers. Thank you so much for that, and I'll love if we can just cross 200 with this video. So we have a target for 50 likes to this video. Can you just do that for me? I'll be happy, and I'll be really happy for that. And if you want to add on something for my next video, if you want anything, you can just comment down. I'll be happy to tell you or happy to help you. And I have a few options for the next video, so do let me know which one do you want in the comment section. So I'm going to tell you what they are. So the first one is first runner-up of Google built for India basically, and they were the first runner-up. They did a really good job, and that person is a friend of mine, and I'm really proud of him as well. The other one is some web developer. If you want him or anyone, any web developer, so I can just get them. Or the third one is talking about how to choose languages and streams basically, and which stream requires which language. I can just make a video on that. So just do comment it down, like, share, subscribe, or yeah, घंटी बजा देना. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see some other internship and my interview with the startup or internship people, you can just go to the playlist and you can look there. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.